time for the AFC Championship, and the road to a Super Bowl goes through Denver. It's the Bengals and the Broncos, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
As far as home field advantages go in the playoffs, there are few places tougher on a visiting team than this one. Sold out in Power Field at Mile High in Denver. Straight ahead, it's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Denver Broncos. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Garden. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports, and man, it... The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy set the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wilson. And that's going to be caught by Sutton. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 30. 23 yards to pick up there.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful.
They're in man-to-man, maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
And when I say this offense, try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
They are such a talented team in defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 14 yards there to Denver first down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. From 14 yards out. And the Broncos are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game. So they take the opening kickoff and drive it all the way down the field.
And that's the last thing you want defensively. On the road, in the playoffs, and now you're down a touchdown right away.
McManus's point after is good. It's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. Sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points. A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
On third down, Burrow. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That's pulled in at the 32. Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up first and 10 at their own 46. Here's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this one is incomplete.
Well, that play there was certainly a scouting report special because Cover was all too aware that this close to the end zone, he's going to become a bigger weapon for that offense. And they were there to help force the incompletion.
On second down, Williams. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he'll go down and not before getting this inside.
down.
You kind of just feel laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Well, the Broncos are looking at first and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on his field position, guys.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos have taken a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Just power football there, down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point from McManus is good. That'll make the score 14-7. So that lines up a 7-play drive on two. And it was capped off by a Javonte Williams touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From the 6. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bengals drive about to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Now he dumps this off over the middle, and he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 25 yards there on the catch and run. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down. From midfield now, Burrow. Man open, here is Jones. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 50 yards. And the Bengals have got it back to within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a Bengals score. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Past the 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
McManus's point after is good. And it's now 21-7. Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on a kick return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Bengals set to take over. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taken right around the 44. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. Denver Broncos back out there. Former Tar Heel Javonte Williams, we shine the spotlight on him. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The 71 yards on the ground in his first half with a Super Bowl berth on the line. AFC title game, 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to play.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll drop this down to Williams, and he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Wilson. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield, because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, Wilson. And it's caught. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Andrew Beck, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From the 6. And he returns this to the 22. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp, and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free, and there's another example, another incompletion.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. Jones has it. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Javonte Williams and the rest of the Bronco offense back out onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll go up top here for Hamler. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
This time they stay on the ground. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And he is going to have a Broncos first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Broncos will extend their lead here just before halftime. On this stage, conference championship game, every play is magnified, and that was a big play.
No doubt about it. One thing that has these guys a step away from a shot at the big game, their big play ability. They can strike from anywhere.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And Cortland Sutton able to finish things off with the touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Kicks it on the ground with a squib, taken around the 28. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right.
Yeah, who has time for a halftime show with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line? Let's get back to it.
But first, time to look ahead to the NFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams matching up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they have work to do in the second half if they want to earn that berth to the Super Bowl.
And I'm pretty sure this is where their coaches at halftime were saying don't panic and then demonstrating it by not making a lot of drastic changes to the game plan. Let's just get back to doing what we've been doing all year long. That should be more than good enough.
First down. Here's Burrow. And Jones has it over the middle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Burrow will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So, roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. Touchdown Bengals. Jamar Chase, 35 yards. And the Bengals come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was Jamar Chase who finished it off with a touchdown reception. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
87 yards rushing for him now as he tries to will his guys to the Super Bowl. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They run it again with Williams. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 30 before being taken down. And a very strong gain of 24. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
Boy, what would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Play action. Now Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
What will look like a march to the end zone is at a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
About 3 yards there to the 27. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
His throw caught right around the 6. Touchdown! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Broncos take a 3-touchdown lead. They've been kind of falling apart in the NFC all season. It's becoming more and more evident that they're going to get a shot to play for that Super Bowl title.
The momentum has been building, and you mentioned how well they've played throughout the season. It's all come together for them, and they're really laser-focused on being that team to represent in the Super Bowl.
And they've been dominant in this one. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Draymond Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. This is where the mile-high air really starts to affect an opposing offense. Guys moving a bit slowly here. It's 3rd and long. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is a team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. 113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing is Wilson. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Call it a 4-yard pickup, but it leaves him a few inches short here on 4th down. Here we go with Williams. 1 quarter remains until we crown the AFC champion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Again, it's Williams. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Up the middle, it's Williams. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And they'll get this down to the 10. 12 yards as they get to reset the sticks.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Javonte Williams. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their fourth quarter lead. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
McManus's point after is good. And they'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. And the Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And it'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. From the 29, Burrow. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Burrow on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk. 17 yards there on 4th down. And Burrow going to throw again. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. From just shy of midfield, Burrow. And his throw is going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Here we go.
Now Burrow on 1st down. Caught by Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Now they got to get to the line quickly. trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Denver's offense ready to go again. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton. The guy's man complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Wilson wants to throw it. Over the middle, complete. It's back. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. They go play action now. Wilson. They'll roll him out right. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football this way. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
McManus now for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And a great Dulcich touchdown reception finished that drive off. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And all that hard work has paid off. They're AFC champions, and on to the Super Bowl they go.
It's got to be an amazing feeling for them, doesn't it, Brandon? The idea that you've done it all that hard work, all that sweating, all that effort, all those times you're getting yelled at by your coach, and now you get to go to the Super Bowl. Put your hats on, guys, and say AFC champs.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Buccaneers and the Broncos, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Denver Broncos taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs, they've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row. 59 years of champions have come and gone. Who will claim number 60 as we're off in the 2026 Super Bowl? This will be fielded inside the 5. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
As we begin the Super Bowl, we're looking at one of the game's most important players. And whether he's the centerpiece of the offense or taking a backseat to his teammates, offenses always look to the quarterback to be a leader in moments like this. He's got to be that calm, composed pillar out there who stays level-headed and keeps everyone focused on the task at hand.
First carry, and right away he lost the football. But it looks like a Buccaneer was able to corral it. Yes, the Bucs have it. Tampa Bay keeps the possession. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Here's Bridgewater. Devontae Parker, 30, 10, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Devontae Parker with a first touchdown of the Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Bucs are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. So a long play for our first points in the Super Bowl.
No doubt about it, and what we see here is something that we saw all year long from them. The ability to strike from anywhere on the field. How about the way they got it started in this one?
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And Devontae Parker able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, they come out and take a look at him. We will step aside for just a moment. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Albert Okuwebu now on the intended target, and it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I'm confident I'll just do what I did before, but let's face it, you got to be wary of the jitters going into a big game like this. Super Bowl's unlike any other game you're going to play.
And now he's starting out 0 for 2. We'll see if he can rebound. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. And not his best effort there, as this one's going to be spotted down just outside of the 40-yard line. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now he's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Bridgewater. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. On 1st down, Wilson. He's got his tight end. It's Okwuegbunam. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A very solid gain of 27. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Williams. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Next, the receivers help spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try to hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Denver has a 1st down on the 15-yard play.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. That's complete. It's Okwuegbunam. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A great play there. 26 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
We've got a lot more ahead of us here in Super Bowl 60. Second quarter coming your way next. Appreciate everyone joining us. Super Bowl 60 here tonight. Time to begin the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis up in the booth as we get set to resume play. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. His first catch of this Super Bowl, and it'll be good for a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's second down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league. Sometimes those tip balls turn out to be like a pinball, just bounce all over the place. Everyone's got to go up and get it. In this case,
well, we talk about tip drills for defensive players like you, but what about the offensive guys? They do any tip drills?
I think they work on it as well, oftentimes in the Hail Mary situation, because you're actually counting on a ball being tipped to give you an extra chance to catch it. They use that training well.
On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing, Bridgewater, and he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. And the #1 mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
They'll swing this out to Fournette. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Bridgewater to throw it. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. 2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. The kick by Bass is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And that flag accepted. So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Bridgewater. And he's got it. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown Brown. And the Bucs have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Fields it right around the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up and you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. Wilson will throw again. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Throwing is Wilson. Finds Dulcich out left side. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they can be set up with a 1st and goal.
Here's Wilson. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Albert O. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Well, the Bucs going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Fournette on the counter. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fielded at the 20. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Wilson trying to urge his guys to go faster and get set at the line. Now Wilson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. And now it's third down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight. As we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for Tampa Bay. And they were able to have some success throwing the football against the secondary. Look for that to continue as they try to break this deadlock. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And through one half at least, this Super Bowl has been everything it was cracked up to be. All tied. What's your key for them, Charles, in the second half?
Simplicity, partner, because in the Super Bowl, with the extra time at halftime, I think some staffs get caught up in trying to design too many things. It's all tied up. They have to remember what they did to get here, put that back into play here in the second half, and I think they'll be all right.
48 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. They'll run it with Williams. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Play action. Now Wilson. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. On the ground, this is Williams. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage with just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those...
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now, as his guys have now moved out in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. McManus's point after is good, and the lead is now 21-14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off by the touchdown run from Jerry Jeudy. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Takes it at the 7. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. On play action, it's Bridgewater. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Bridgewater now. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 71 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Wilson now off the bootleg. Over the middle, complete to Judy. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Maybe the threat of Russell Wilson running the football there and him handing it off opened a little bit of a lane.
It does, and what also helps his unselfishness, because he's not a quarterback who's going to take it every time and throw it from the running back and keep it. He will hand it inside when the reads are correct.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Up next, the biggest quarter of the entire season. At the end of that, we get to crown a champion. We are through 3 here in Super Bowl 60. Only 1 quarter left here in Super Bowl 60 as we get set to begin the 4th. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Andrew Beck taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Broncos are starting to pull away in the 4th quarter of this Super Bowl. We talk so often about how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over. And here a late turnover leads to a 4th quarter touchdown and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able to take advantage when a turnover presents itself. You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning this football game.
Extra point from McManus is good, and the lead now up to 14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Yeah, we're at the time in the Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the 4th quarter as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Bridgewater. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. The Bucs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the first one for the 2nd one to even matter.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw, Bridgewater. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb, his 2nd sack of the night.
How about that, partner? His 2nd sack of the game, and that puts him in some pretty good company. 17 guys have had 2 sacks in the previous 52 Super Bowls, but only 3 have had the record number of 3 sacks in this game.
And we've got the list here. If he gets another one and everyone behaves nicely, we might just list those out for him. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bucs try it on 4th down to come up empty. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that one that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
113 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now it's Wilson. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Now that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch the game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
They run. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down with the first down after a gain of about 11 as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Wilson on the keeper. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's the sneak with Wilson, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Russell Wilson keeping it himself on the quarterback sneak. And the Broncos Broncos are feeling good as they extend their lead in the Super Bowl. So he's able to sneak it in, and credit to the guys up front.
Oh, without a doubt, because they have the leverage on this play. We always talk about low man wins and one-on-one battles. That's exactly what happened there. Their offensive line, lower than the defensive front.
Now McManus for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was Russell Wilson finishing things off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out come the Bucs now. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Bridgewater. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Wilson wants to throw it. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And quickly, they get to the line. They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. The busy night continues for Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Javonte Williams. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. McManus's point after is good, and that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. From the 6. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, You just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. To throw again on second down. Bridgewater dumps it off to Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. On third down, Bridgewater. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. That's complete. It's Okuwebunam. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And the Lombardi Trophy goes west, and it goes to the Denver Broncos, your Super Bowl champs. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way. Didn't have to face some adversity in the journey. And now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.